In the last week, that conducted this session regarding the prerequisite of the operation research. I have explained the different things related with the decision, why should take the decision, how to take the decision, what is its important in the operation research. Then I also told you what are the different topics in the operation research. Let you once again I will tell you there are total 6 units are there. That is first linear part programming, second transportation and assignment, third dynamic integer part programming and non-linear part programming, replacement model, game theory and decision making, and last queuing theory and simulation. Now we'll start the first unit. In this video we are going to learn the following points: definition of the operation research, features or characteristics of operation research, scientific methods in operation research or the phases, models in operation research, applications of operation research, and step solving during the use of operation research for the problems. Definition of operation research. There are a lot of different definitions are there, and as per the application wise, different researchers or the authors have written the different definitions. According to the Miller and Starr, the operation research is the applied decision theory. It uses scientific, mathematical, or logical means to attempt to cope with platform that confirm the executive when he tries to achieve a through going rationally in dealing with his decision problem. Next, T.L. Seti says that the operation research is of art of giving the bad answer to the problem to which otherwise worse answers are to be given. Whatever the answers you are finding out with the help of available resources to achieve the objective or the goals, so you have to make the optimum use, otherwise we can get a bad answer. According to Morse and Campbell, operation research is a scientific method of providing executive department with a quantitative basis for decision regarding the optimal operations under their control. Whatever the operations or the decisions they are considered under their control, on which the decision has to take, based upon that one, the available resources and through the information from the various department to be considered to achieve the objectives. Another Society of Operations American Operation Research is concerned with scientifically deciding how to best design an operative man-machine system, usually under the condition requiring the allocation of the resources. These resources are limited, make the use of optimum way. According to C. Kettle, operation research is an aid for executive in making his decision by providing him with needed quantitative information based on scientific method of analysis. Next, we will see now going to see the different features or characteristics of operation research. There are main 4 characteristics or features of operation research as interdisciplinary team approach, holistic approach to the system, mathematical approach or methodological approach, and objective approach. Interdisciplinary team approach means in the industry there are different types of the departments are there. Every departments have different types of objectives or goal. Then entire goal, there all these individual goals combined, then will get a net objective or the goal of the industry. Whatever the results they are going to find out finally, it will be the combined result of everybody's decision from the various department. An interdisciplinary approach team involves the team member from different disciplines working collaboratively with common purpose. That common purpose may be to achieve the maximum profit or reduce the cost or maximum production or maximum sale, accordingly to set the goals and make the decision and share the resources and the responsibilities amongst. It requires a team approach to a solution of the problem. It is the blending of the people with expertise in the area of mathematics, statistics, engineering, economics, management, computer science, so on. Means it is not a one man role play to take the decision. It is the entire team efforts to achieve the goal. Next is holistic approach to the system. The holistic approach of the operation research by covering all the phases of operation research project. Now, whatever the results or the decision you are going to take, it will be affects on whole. Means if any department take a one particular decision, that is design department, if you say that the one some minor changes are to be done in the dimension, does it will affects on your manufacturing process? Does it will affects on your measurement like that? Or selling of the product in a particular territory, or which type of transportation system, like such type of the decision has to be taken that will affect entirely on uh, the industry, the modeling building and the development of new solution methods to finally interpret the obtained result. Another example for this one, to remove the bottlenecks of the in the production can store a quantity of inventories of raw material and finished goods. While this is the important from the production management point of view, but it leads to the situation where there arises a direct conflict between the finance and the marketing manager, because the marketing manager has to market or sell the product while the finance has to make appropriate budget allocation. In such a scenario, the operation team examines all the related factors such as cost related matter related with the raw material, holding and storage of the material and computers, etc. Based upon this, an appropriate model should be built up by the operation researcher person and give the appropriate solution. Next is mathematical approach. There are some methods or the ways or the tools or the steps or the systematic way to find out the solution or to arrive at the solution. So this is the mathematical operation. Fixed and definite pattern to start or finish the work, or to start solving the problem and to arrive the final solution. The OR process starts with the careful observation and formulation, where the problem can broken down into various workable and manageable parts and then carefully observed by the operation research team to arrive the final solution. Next one is objective approach. The whatever the decision are going to take place by the operation researcher, it should be objective oriented. Let it be the profit develop maximization or cost minimization or reduction in the time or finding the bottlenecks in the production, etc. So likewise, the operation researcher attempts to locate the best and optimal solution to the problem under the consideration. Means the suppose for example, if the allocation of the work or assignment of the works to the X person or the workers, depending upon his skill or experience on which machine or quality of or the capability or the capacity of this machine, according the jobs are to be allocated such type of, and to get the maximum production or to get a good quality of the work. These are the objective approaches. Example, or tries to find the best optimal decision related to the largest possible portion of the total organization. Means we are not considering the individual objective, but the net combined effect of the individual objective will give the final objective. To achieve this goal, it is necessary to find measure the effectiveness that takes into consideration the main objective of the organization. Next, scientific methods in operation research or phases in operation research: judgment phase, research phase, and action phase. The whatever the things you are or decision going to take, it is based upon the thumb rule, judgment, or experience. Now, for example, if you see that the last year the flood was there, heavy rains. Now, in the same situation or in the same month in the last year, but in the current situation in the present, now there is as compared to the last year, today's scenario, the rain falling in this Pune is very low as compared to the last year. So it is very difficult to predict tomorrow's decision based upon the today's one. So it is a probabilistic in nature. Now whatever the problems you are defining, it is based upon the thumb rule, judgment, or experiences or data collection. Examples are ascertaining of the operation, establishing the objectives, determining the appropriate effectiveness measures, and formulating the problem. Then once you are collecting the data, formulation of this statement, the next one is to do the work again and again to find out the optimal solution for our particular work or the task based upon the available resources. That is the research phase. Then once you find out one particular method or steps or logic that will indicate to give the optimum results. So accordingly that phase or that tools will be used in your or executive for continuously. So that is the part of your action phase or the implementation phase. The next one is different types of the models in operation research. These models are classified or shown in this following table. Like according to the structure, these models are like iconic model, analog model, symbolic or mathematical model, purpose or utility as per this application wise, that is descriptive, predictive or prospective model, nature of environment, that is deterministic, probabilistic, behavior, that is static, dynamic, method of solution, analytical solution or simulation solution. Now we'll start for these different types of models. The structure, that is the iconic model. These models are scaled version of actual object. For example, a toy car is an iconic model of real car. Suppose if you go by purchasing a flat or before actual purchasing of the flat, we are visiting the different site places where the actual building or the construction is going on, and in that when you visit, there is a model that the manager has kept or the builder has kept, and we are physically looks and showing that these are the facilities and they are going to really you are going to enjoy when it is actually work over. So like that the iconic model, they explain all the features of the object. That is, second one is analog model. In this model, one set of properties are used to represent the another set of the properties. Say for example, blue color generally represent the water. In case of industry, like the different coding or the classification of the jobs or the work or the some material, like that. Whenever you want to show certain other things separately, identically, so that will be represented by the analog model. Another example is there, whenever you want to show the blue source on the map, it is represented by the blue color. Or another example is when you go see the different yellow strips in the industry, so that is the path followed used for the travel of the material handling. Another is the symbolic or mathematical model. It is the model or the variables of the problems represented by mathematical symbols or the letters to show the relationship among the variables or the constraint. Another is next is the purpose or utility. These are the descriptive type, predictive type or prospective type. The descriptive model simply explains the certain concept or the problem or the situation or a system that are used to make the use for his analysis. Means whatever the problem that you are learn or you are solved in various subjects, like theory of machine or tool designing or cutting tool engineering, that is the problems in some descriptive manner, and you know the different formulas or the steps use of that one you are used to solve the problem or to achieve the results. Next one is the predictive model. In this model, that is these models are using basic on the data collected, actual data collected or through the experimentation, and can predict the approximate result of the situation under the given condition. Means whatever the conditions are there, say when you go for in the workshop, if you do the certain turning or some finishing operation, whatever the resources are there, man, that is the machine, material, tools, and you are giving certain drawings and dimensioning, and these are nothing but the some predictives, means you are giving the certain shape to that one. So this is the one type of example for the predictive model. Another is the prospective model. Once you know the that the results are going to achieve correctly or 100% true, then you can adopt that method. Suppose that, for example, if you do the certain operations and we are getting the certain finish, say 1 micron or 2 micron, by the use of different combination of different variables, that is cutting speed, feed and depth of cut, and the material and the machine and the skill of this worker. And if same things or the similar type of the jobs or similar type of the works is there, then we can do the or use the similar type of these earlier variables to get the work done. So this is in probabilistic perspective in nature. Next one is the nature of environmental, that is deterministic or probabilistic. Another classification of that model is based upon the nature of environment, deterministic or probabilistic. In deterministic model, operation research analysis assume that complete certainty about the values of the variables and the available resources. Means the available resources are available and with certain variables. Whatever the results here find out based upon this constant only, means there is no any uncertainty, there is no any probabilistic nature. While the other is, that is the probabilistic in nature, means the prediction of the results under the uncertainty. That is the nothing but the decision making or the decision related with the for example chess example, winning or selecting of the best strategy, so that we cannot lose our pawn, or try to implement such type of the strategy, we can go for winning the that move, or allow as per the situation wise, the allow reshuffling of the position of the batsman or the changing of the bowler in the cricket. So that is the probabilistic nature of the environment. Next one is the determination of dynamic, that is the behavior static or dynamic. These models are assumed that there is no any change in the values or the variables given in the problem for a give planning horizon. Means whatever the planning is there in a period of that, say 1 month or 2 months, means there is no any change. Whatever you are going to implement based upon the available constant or the that is already taken the decision, go ahead, and there is not much change because you already decided the method based upon the data collected or in which environment you are going to work or that condition of the system. So that is the model is static model. Another is the dynamic model, represent the values of a given variable goes to changing from time to time or changing the condition of a given system. Generally, the dynamic models may exist in the series of interdependent decision during the planning period. Means suppose that in case of the best type of the production in the industry, suppose that one line is there and second line of the manufacturing there, by chance suppose that the one vendor says that I don't want this order this time, if you give the late I will accept it. So then the choice will be there for the manufacturer, that whether he should go for manufacturing the existing one, and instead of that existing one he can go for the next order that is in and or later on he can proceed for that one. So this is the part of the dynamic behavior. Another classification of method of solution, that is the analytical solution or simulation solution. Then when in case of analytical solution, as the you are collecting data, some methods you are used and find out in the there is certain mathematical equations or expressions are there, some logically way that we have to find out the answer. In this we are going in this context we are going to learn the different uh, examples like related to the resources allocation model, means man, material, machines allocations at the different departments and how to get the results. Then transportation model, assignment model, sequencing model, etc. Then simulation model means the simulation of the is the imitation. These models have the mathematical structure but cannot be solved by using the mathematical techniques because there is in probabilistic nature or we cannot predict the result. It is the whatever the things we are collected based upon the judgment or the new things we have to find out. It needs certain experimental analysis to study the behavior of the system. We do the random numbers, means in the case of operation research the random numbers are to be used. Suppose that the example is there, whether we should in a petrol pump single unit is there, then that owner has to decide whether the second unit to be installed or not, depending upon the means arrival of this customer or the consumer near the petrol pump with single unit and its distribution or taking by the customer, then based upon that one he find out the cost of installation and its utility. That is the part of the simulation or the scope of operation research. There is a lot of scope in the operation. As told you earlier, there are the different types of departments in the industry, like the design department, marketing department, then sales department, store department, etc. Everywhere there is a decision is to be taking place, and that individual decision is going to affect on the entire objective of the industry or the organization. In the accounting, that is the what is the role of that operation research, that is for the cash flow planning or the development of standard cost. That things you are going to learn in the your uh, this the decision making. The another is the construction, that is the what is the role of that operation research if you study. Then the project scheduling, monitoring and the control, whether that project that is you are started on which date and it is going to continuously or not. That is the part of the monitoring and the control. Determination of the proper workforce, that is the allocation of the man, then deployment of the workforce, allocation of the resources to the project. Facility planning, to carry out any particular type of the work we have to allocate the facility, then manpower, then internal logistics system design, transportation loading, warehouse allocation decision. Another is in the finance, that is allocating of the capital among these various alternatives, building the financial planning models, investment analysis. That is a part of again decision making. Manufacturing, for that deciding the amount of inventory control to be raw material or finished good. Marketing, projection balance, how much quantity to be manufactured with respect to the selling. Then production scheduling and production smoothing, there is no bottlenecks at the time of production for with respect to the material handling or with respect to the material availability, etc. Then in case of marketing, advertising, budget allocation, product introduction timing, that is the launching of the product in the market, selection of the product in the mix, that is when you go for manufacturing in a particular product, there is the different ingredients have to be there, then which type of ingredients have to be mixed in what proportional, so that decision has to be taken from where to brought. Next one is the organizational behavior and human resources, that is the personal planning, that is the recruitment of the employees, and the training program should be scheduling the training program for the workers or the engineers regarding the new technology. Then purchasing, that is the optimal buying or bulk buying or when to order, how much order, and the material transfer, its quality, like that. Then research and development, that is the budget allocation for this research project. Then project control, project planning, and the introduction.